Democrats. Trump's haul from his own top 10 donors, none of whom boast the surname Koch or Thiel, by the way, amounted to about $945 million. Harris is topped down at $254 million. Now, Harris ended up, she pointed out, raising more money thanks to resistance giving, but Trump got to spend much less time raising it, and with Musk, he also had the algorithms on his side. Maureen's piece posits an interesting and I think correct theory that I hadn't considered before, which is that much of the billionaire raging over Gaza and campus anti-Semitism was really a proxy war over the Biden policies that hurt their bottom lines. After October 7th, billionaires congregated in group chats to organize cancellation campaigns, defund insufficiently pro-Israel news outlets, and even raise money to fund a squad of goons to assist the NYPD in cracking down on college protesters. Maureen details the various, very specific grievances that these same billionaires had with the Biden-Harris administration when it came to their bottom line. She writes, all of the whales had self-serving grievances with the Biden White House. Elon Musk has been fuming at Biden ever since the National Labor Relations Board forced him in 2021 to delete a 2018 tweet threatening to rescind the stock options of Tesla workers who voted to unionize. Harvard boycott and do not hire list coordinator Bill Ackman is likely nursing a grudge over some deleted tweets posted by a top SEC official about his dubious SPAC. So apparently Elon was pissy over the National Labor Relations Board checking his union busting. Ackman had a $2 billion stake in Google, which was successfully sued by the Biden DOJ. The billionaire who launched a donations boycott against UPenn happens to be CEO of the private equity firm that owns a grocery store whose merger Biden was blocking, and also owns a for-profit diploma mill that the Biden Department of Education was going after. A bunch of these guys, of course, have big crypto investments that were in danger thanks to SEC Chair Gary Gensler actually regulating them. Now, they used Israel to launder their class interests, positioning themselves as the defenders of the average Joe against the militant college lefty, while simultaneously cloaking themselves in the language of microaggressions and safe spaces. An incredible jiu-jitsu move, I guess, and a successful one, because I bet if you asked 100 Americans which candidate raised more from billionaires, 99 of them would pick Kamala. The reality, however, is the polar opposite, and that's to say nothing of the billionaires who simply quietly dropped their previous opposition to Trump. Jeff Bezos was the most prominent example with his decision to block his newspaper, The Washington Post, from making an endorsement in the race. Warren Buffett stayed out of this election entirely. Google's Sundar Pichai called Trump to make nice, as did Apple's Tim Cook and Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg. Even Kamala's big billionaire surrogate, Mark Cuban, he didn't actually give her any money for her campaign, and he has now scrubbed his Twitter account of all previous pro-Kamala tweets. Kind of incredible. Trump himself had become a comfortable choice for many elites after dropping his 2016 rhetorical opposition to billionaire donors and commitment to drain the swamp. It's worth recalling just how vitriolic he was back then towards the Republican Party donor class. You remember this?
Quiet. A lot of times, that's all of his donors and special interests out there. So that's what it is. And by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets for I'm talking about to the television audience? Donors, special interests, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience, and the reason they're not loving me, the reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that.
A recently resurfaced tweet has Trump castigating Marco Rubio for being Sheldon Adelson's perfect little puppet. Kind of incredible, given that Trump himself was this time around beneficiary of an eye-popping $100 million from Sheldon's widow, Miriam, who already seems to have received for it a bespoke Israel First administration complete with end times evangelicals running the Pentagon and serving as ambassador to that nation. But it wasn't just Miriam Trump courted. He flipped his position on crypto, blatantly promised a room full of billionaires he will cut their taxes, told another room of oil and gas executives that he would fulfill their wildest deregulatory dreams. If 2016 was drain the swamp, 2024 was suck off the swamp. So, outside of Miriam, what are the rest of the billionaires getting for their dollars? The general contours are crypto regulation over, tax cuts for the rich, Lena Khan and aggressive antitrust enforcement over, general deregulation, pro-labor National Labor Relations Board gutted. I have no doubt specific donors will reap their version of bespoke government rewards in the same way that Miriam was able to get her Israel First administration. Much of that we probably won't even see from our vantage point. Elon Musk may, of course, be the biggest winner, and he is already clearly reaping the rewards. One source says he's been running around with Trump acting like he's co-president, as we discussed earlier. Elon's officially been awarded his custom whole of government gig to crush any sort of legal and regulatory hurdles that his business interests are facing and keep those massive taxpayer subsidies coming. Don't forget, Musk's companies are some of the largest recipients of government contracts, period. SpaceX alone received $15.4 billion from the government over the past decade. Your tax dollars have helped to make him the richest man on Earth. And so it is reasonable to expect that our government would provide some oversight of those expenditures. And in fact, Musk's companies are increasingly entangled in a web of regulatory disputes and investigations over things like workplace safety violations, union busting, environmental abuses, and more. Now look, some of these investigations might have merit, some might not. But does anyone think that under a Trump administration, he will face scrutiny over literally anything? Even if Doge is really just a make-work project for Elon and Vivek, these benefits are real and they are gigantic. Our government being run to serve the interests of the richest man on the planet. It is a deeply disturbing outcome, even if you love Elon. Just imagine it was Bill Gates. Imagine it was George Soros. Then tell me how you would feel about one billionaire, any billionaire, having this level of immunity and control. Now, Musk is also apparently meeting with Trump every day to help oversee government staffing, even to speak with foreign leaders. No unelected billionaire should have this kind of control, period. So did Democrats deliver for the working class on a material basis in the here and now? No. Did they aggravate enough billionaires for them to throw hundreds of millions of dollars to get Lena Khan and co. off their backs? Absolutely. Now, in 2016, the capital class, they didn't know what to make of Trump and whether he might cause trouble for them, their bottom line, but ultimately, in the end, he delivered for them. His cabinet was the wealthiest in history, stocked with CEOs, billionaires, and Wall Street executives. His primary accomplishment was a tax cut that overwhelmingly benefited the wealthy. He stocked his National Labor Relations Board with union busters who made sure that workers did not stand a shot at increasing their labor power. So this time around, there was little concern, plenty of enthusiasm actually, about getting their man back in the White House. They are fully confident that any chaos which is unleashed will leave them unscathed. And that is one of truly the most impressive.
Hey guys, if you want to see what I had to say to Crystal's monologue, not just this one, all of them, going back to the very beginning, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com.